This is Josh Hoff, JTH Boxing. I'm here in Manchester ahead of a very big card this weekend, and I'm joined by Dev. What do we call you nowadays?
Just don't call me anything nasty, and then you're all right. But just Queensbury's Dev, or yeah, you can call me Dave. Francis Ngannou called me Dave a lot last week, so Dev's fine, mate.
I was going to actually bring up the Fury and Ngannou fight week. I saw the little rundown that you put on Twitter with your description, and Ngannou just constantly calling you Dave. How's everything been? It's been a while since we last spoke. How's everything been?
Yeah, everything's been great. Riyadh was fantastic, unbelievable event. Obviously, the biggest I've ever been involved in, probably the biggest anyone's ever been involved in who was across it. Like the galaxy of stars that descended upon Riyadh was unbelievable. And it looks like we'll be back there soon.
I feel like before we'll go into all of that, I feel like it's only right to talk about why we're here today. We're here for the Magnificent Seven card this weekend. It has to be probably the best card we've seen on UK shores all year, hasn't it?
Absolutely has to be. I mean, top to bottom, just title fights galore, and also fighters in the most important fights of their career. Fights of consequences. Fighters will take their first loss. Things like that can well happen on Saturday. I'm very excited about it. I think the Nick Ball Isaac Dogboe fight, that's particularly piqued my interest. I just love both of their styles. I don't know what's going to happen. I basically see it as, you know, the Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball song. Yeah. I just see two wrecking balls just sort of coming together. I don't know what happens, so very excited about that. Be interesting to see if Nathan Heaney can realise a dream and become the British champion that he's been dreaming about for years and years and years. But he's got Denzel Bentley in his way, who has competed at a level above, and we'll find out if he's a level above on Saturday. But great show.
I think obviously for me, I'm from the East Midlands, and we've got a great little East Midlands rivalry between Echo Espin and Harry Scarf. A lot of needle between those two as well. I feel like obviously it's a lot more recently with Echo, seeing being fights where, you know, someone's giving it back to him. We saw it with Chris Congo. Now we're seeing it again with Harry Scarf, but obviously there's a lot of stories as well. There's sparring stories. Echo said to me that the sparring doesn't matter. Obviously Harry seems to be the one bringing them up. So there's a lot of needle between them, isn't there? It just adds to the excitement of this card.
It adds to the excitement. I like it when they want to have a go at each other at press conferences, and they've done that twice now. They did it at the launch press, and they've done it now. And Harry Scarf has been sort of chasing down this fight for a little while. I think Echo Esserman has something that Harry Scarf wants, and it will be interesting because Echo Esserman says that. He calls himself the Engine. He says there's going to end up being a roadside collision on Saturday, which is quite a scary prospect, really, isn't it, if you're Harry Scarf? But I'll tell you, he's got a tough night ahead of him, Echo, because no one has an easy night with Harry Scarf. He can make you look horrible because he can be horrible. So I'm expecting quite a tough fight. Let's see if Echo does come through it, though. I mean, it says a lot because he's got that IBF European title. We see the full champion is now Jaron Ennis. Echo's highly ranked. He'll be in the conversation soon enough for a world title fight against Jaron Ennis. And by the way, no one's queuing up to really fight Ennis, so I'd imagine Echo will get there before long.
Before we move away, I want to ask you, if you were to describe this card in one word, how would you describe it?
Magnificent.
I like it.
It's got to be, isn't it, really? I mean, we're not going to the Fantastic Seven. No, magnificent. Take it.
Let's turn the attention. First, we'll have a little look back at Fury and Ngannou. A very shocking main event, I have to say. I was sat there. Obviously, none of my mates aren't really into boxing, but they all knew Fury and Ngannou was happening. So we all sat down, we all watched it, and I have to say, it was an amazing fight, wasn't it? It was just unexpected. I think it had every boxing fan in the world on the edge of their seats, and it kind of just shows it kind of sums up the heavyweight division, doesn't it? You never know what to expect with the heavyweights.
That's it. Look, it was a very, very gripping fight. It was a thrilling night, and we're still talking about it. And that's when you know a fight has captured the attention of the world. We're still talking about what happened that night, what's going to happen next, what's Francis Ngannou going to do next, how good is he? Did Tyson Fury underestimate him? What if this happens? What if that happens? It's brilliant that it's created so many talking points, and it's a night that I'll never forget.
Obviously, I know I don't want to just be completely negative, but Fury has faced a lot of stick from the public after that fight. It's just, you know, like when you look at Fury's career, he's done so much for boxing, And I think a lot of people just forgot in that moment everything that he's done and the journey away from the ring that he's been on to get back into that position. I just feel like some of the comments that have been made have been a little bit harsh, a little bit unfair. A lot of people saying that one fight to Ngannou has tarnished his whole legacy, and it's just not it's not nice to see these types of comments, is it?
These are senseless comments. I would say that, and boxing fans sometimes have very short memories, and it's kind of they just. I put it this way: if Fury is to beat Alexander Usyk, they will still find a way to pick at it. The people who are not having a go at him now, they'll still have a go at him if he beats Alexander Usyk. They'll say things like, "Yeah, but imagine if Fury and Usyk were the same size. Then who would have won, eh?" Or they'll say Usyk was 36, or he was past it, or maybe he was injured. They'll find ways to discredit. This is something that I've learnt more and more following boxing, is that if people don't like a fighter, they will find a way to discredit him, even in his greatest glory. And you'll see the same again and again.
Obviously, with the result and the way the fight went, we have seen a delay to Fury Usyk, or obviously all the talk was December 23rd. It's been delayed to February 17th now, which is actually 3 days after my birthday, so I know how I'll be spending my 18th birthday weekend, sat at home watching Fury Usyk, but can't really complain with that. But obviously, if we look at December 23rd, with all the talks, obviously I know you're not going to...
I don't think anyone's announced February 17th, by the way, so you're...
This what the reports... the reports from various other people have said February 17th. Obviously, we'll look at December 23rd first. Obviously, nothing's been announced yet, but obviously people have been alerted. There is a press conference tomorrow. Obviously, when Saudi is involved, if we look at the Fury and Ngannou press conference and this set up for that, I'm sure tomorrow's going to be something special. It's just going to be a magical event tomorrow, a magical event on the night. Saudi Arabia, they just do it different, don't they?
They do things differently. They are a very positive force on boxing, and I think boxing fans will be very happy with everything that they are going to do. I think they're happy with what they've done so far, and they clearly have a vision for the sport, and it's an exciting time.
Are you very excited to be heading back in December, a little trip before Christmas?
Looks like it. Let's see. Let's see. Wait for official announcements and etc. But yeah, great.
And the final one, I want to quickly flip the attention to actually December 1st at York Hall. Obviously, originally it was meant to be December 2nd with Hamza Shearer's Liam Williams, but obviously with Hamza's injury that doesn't go ahead anymore. But still, for a York Hall show, I have to say it is a very, very, very good show for York Hall, isn't it? I
would have to make you right. I mean, we've got Gavin Gwynn, who's headlining it now, and he's fighting Marsili. Marsili has been around for like 100 years, but no one seems to be able to get rid of this guy. And it will certainly be the biggest step up so far in Gavin Gwynn's career. And Liam Williams is also on the show as well, which is a nice little touch. You know, obviously he was going to fight the day after, but Queensberry have got him a fight, so he'll be out on December 1st. It's brilliant, and these sorts of shows as well, you can see some of the younger talent coming through, and hopefully you'll see a younger, very handsome MC there as well.
One of the other people that have been announced, Moses Tama has said that he'll be on the card. He's already announced the tickets and everything. If we just look at this first year of Moses Tama's career, it's been very, very remarkable, hasn't it? You know, this will be fight number 7 now. And there's one thing I've realised, with Moses Tama, he'll go the whole way, he'll go all 6, or he'll be done before the end of the first round. We've not seen that balance yet, have we?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think he's being matched very, very well. I think it's perfect for his development. He's got guys in front of him who won't just roll over, and then he's got guys that aren't expected for him to just roll him over, but then he does it as well. I think he's being brought along perfectly. He's in exactly the right place with exactly the right people surrounding him to get him to where he believes he can go and where we believe he can go. I think it's undeniable. He looks like a future world heavyweight champion. Tyson Fury, amongst several others, are astonished that the kid's 18 years old. He doesn't carry himself like an 18-year-old. He doesn't fight like an 18-year-old. He wants to break that Mike Tyson's record. Let's see. It's a different era now. He'd have to get in a lot of fights, but he is getting in a lot of fights. It's about what happens next year. Are they going to step him up? If so, how much? Can they get him in the rankings? It's going to be quite the career to follow.
He did say he wants 8 fights this year. If he gets through December 1st, you know, on top, which we've seen so far, I don't think he's actually come out of fight with any major injuries. Could we then see him get added to the December 23rd show?
Let's see.
Bev, I'm going to let you go now. Thank you very much, and I'm sure I'll probably see you again tomorrow.
No worries. See you soon, mate.
Yeah.